Poso maoni wiak, waiwanan kitana ni mua e yoski piataya posnotaman e yum MITW Podcast. A yospis piataya posnapi notaman e ne hisikimaka e yoso Menominee Hakihi.
Welcome to the Menominee Indian Tribal Wisconsin podcast. We are your hosts, Gary Dodge
and Sheena Wapus. On this episode, we are joined by guest Lori Korn, who is the Tribal School Principal. We would like to remind people that we request you send in your COVID-19 related questions to us at podcast@mitw.org. So this week we're going to be speaking with Lori about the school reopening, since we had gotten some questions regarding that. So Lori, can you tell us what the plans are at Tribal School for this year?
I sure can. So today and tomorrow we're doing back to school parent meetings, and parents have the option to choose for their student to stay online, or we're doing a phased soft opening approach to school. And right now we're in phase 1, and that means we will be servicing one grade level at a time. So we have a little calendar, and Friday, August 28th, we'll begin with 8th grade. Monday, August 31st is kindergarten. Tuesday, September 1st is 7th grade. Wednesday, September 2nd is 1st grade. Thursday, September 3rd is 6th grade. Friday, September 4th is 2nd grade. Tuesday, September 8th is 5th grade. Wednesday, September 9th is 3rd grade. Thursday, September 10th is 4th grade, and Friday, September 11th, we'll be back to 8th grade. So at this point in phase 1, parents can still choose to do online, and today and tomorrow at the parent meetings, we're hoping to get all of our parents in to let us know that I'm choosing online, or for busing purposes, no, they'll be in on these scheduled days. Also, if they're choosing online, we just need to connect with them and get the most recent contact information and give them the remote learning expectations and the devices. We will be having enough devices to give all of our families one per household. So in here we service grades K to 8. Within this phase 1, we will limit the class sizes to 5 to 1 within phase 1. Each week I'm checking in with the incident command team meeting, who's closely watching the COVID numbers in the community. So and I'm attending tomorrow's meeting, if our numbers have increased, they will give us the advisory that we need to go fully online. So these parent meetings the next 2 days are very important. So just in case we have to do fully online, they'll at least have a device for their families.
So one question we had is some of the students in the community may not have access to the internet. And I know you said you were giving out devices, but is there any solutions for that?
Yes, we also will be providing some supplemental work within their folders that they pick up. We're distributing books today, and in this phase 1, we're asking, what's good about this is the kids can one day a week come in and drop their stuff off, and then maybe they have any questions, pick up more work. So it's almost like a built-in check-in. Last spring when we went on the COVID shutdown, many parents said they had trouble not only with the online, but becoming teachers of their kids, and they didn't know how to help them. So this approach is designed to assist them in, hopefully we will be having Zoom meetings with the kids so it's more interactive. But if there's the remote areas, some of our families still will have trouble, even some of our staff do, with keeping that connection. So at least they'll still have the paper and the books available to try to keep them up to speed. We can also, our teachers will be connecting with families by, if they don't have the connection, calling them. We are also trying to provide boosters for families if their connection is really weak, and that maybe could help. But we really need to identify those people who need them first so we can get them.
Okay, to further that, how does your staff feel about in-school versus virtual learning?
For us as a staff, we have been back since Monday, but it seemed that they were pretty excited, and we've been going through a lot of the online trainings as a staff and doing virtual trainings for them to prepare for this Google Classroom platform. Most of them are okay to be delivering that and understand that this time we need to provide more interaction for the kids and the parents. Staff seem to be very happy to be back to work and seem excited to see the kids, although there are so many safety precautions that we are following so we can stay in school. So there's just a lot of change for us right now. But overall, I feel like they're very excited to be back.
Okay, and then also, is there any plans in place if students contract COVID?
Yes. Our go-to person right away, we are following all the CDC guidelines. We've gotten advice from the command center, and our go-to person is Faye Dodge. She came in to do some training with us here. We've added an isolation room and a staff that will be as a COVID tracker in case kids were to come down with something after they are here. Her name is Amanda Clayton Lyons. She will be working directly with Faye Dodge if something were to happen. And then we will follow any recommendations that they have. Part of this, when we were going through scenarios during our in-service, every situation could be different. So we are encouraging parents to continue with that symptom screening at home. In those screenings, that will really help us. If they do that once a day before they send their kids off, we provided magnets for them so they could take a quick check of that, what the symptoms are on the fridge. And if they're sick, don't send them. Even staff were saying if staff are sick or experiencing anything, it's better to be safe, just stay home. But again, if we get something here, we're prepared. We have maintenance in our sanitizing. We have all kinds of PPE, and we will take the advice from Faye Dodge and the local health professionals as to if we need to shut down, do a release, disinfect, if we need to, how we need to proceed.
Okay, was there anything that you haven't covered so far that you think is important for the community or for parents to know?
Well, so keep any contact information current. We send out messages through the NACIS system, and parents can get those messages directly on their phone in case any sudden changes come, such as having to shut down. We are using our tribal school website, all group emails, so keep your contact information current. During this phase 1 approach, we plan on doing this till September 11th and then re-evaluating the numbers in the community. And if the numbers look good and we're doing okay, then we'll move into phase 2 where we can have more kids in the building in more frequent days. But if the numbers aren't good, we could remain in phase 1. We could remain online, and we are prepared for that to happen at any time. We could say, no, we got to go back to it's not safe, we're going back online. So we're prepared to do that as well. And then we have a phase 3. In phase 3 would be back to our academic calendar that we had proposed. Within that academic calendar, there's COVID breaks built in where we often see the times of the flu season where the kids come down with those symptoms, and then we would be off school. Parents will be getting all of this information during their parent meetings today. Also, within this first phase, we're pretty much considered remote. Even if your student is coming in one day in the rest of the, and home for the rest of the week, that's still considered online. And we are providing meals for families during that time. So, but we just need to know who those families are, and we've arranged a pickup time. So it's going to be Wednesday afternoons at 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So we're getting that information out as well. I think that is probably all that I can think of at this point. If they're struggling with childcare, we'd like to know that. If we can help somehow, we have many employees that are struggling with that. So we're just, it's almost a case by case scenario that we're dealing with under this open. But we've practiced several altogether. So yeah, we really hope to have more of a connection with the kids, touch in with them more, get them back into practice of reading, going to bed, and getting up early. I know that's going to be a challenge for parents. If there's anything we recommend that the parents can do to get their children ready for school, that would be back into that early, going to bed early, getting up early, advise them about the mask wearing. We all have to wear masks, students and staff. Frequent hand washing, that hasn't gone away. In just the social distancing. We also are recommending, and I know we've taught this to children since they were very young, but they really shouldn't be sharing anything, especially food or any type of pens, pencils, crayons, markers, things like that. So we're prepared to for those scenarios as well. If any families are having trouble getting school supplies, we have some of those available here.
Okay, thank you, Lori.
You're welcome.
Waiwanan for listening to the Menominee Indian Tribe of Wisconsin podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can also listen to the podcast on menominee-nsn.gov under the Community tab. Keep up to date by following us on Facebook at MITW Podcast. We do weekly updates with Vaughn and welcome any community questions you have regarding COVID-19. Please send them into us via email at podcast@mitw.org.